And so welcome everybody. This is the closing plenary of the GI conference, and I'm very honored to introduce to this important moment. I'm Sergio Andreozzi, and I will be the convener for this session. So this session will be important as it will be it will mark the official establishment of the European E-Infrastructure Assembly. This is a significant step forward in the long-standing collaboration that 5 key European infrastructures have established all over the last decades. In particular, we are referring to the EGI Federation, EUDAT, CDI, the GÉANT and its members, OpenAIRE and PRACE. These infrastructures have been working together for many years, and with this assembly, the aim is to elevate this partnership. More than just a formal agreement, the Assembly represents a shared vision for the future of the European digital infrastructures, which supports research and education. The goal is to strengthen and enhance the role of the infrastructures as an essential driver for scientific excellence and technological innovation within the European research area. We are all very familiar of these 5 infrastructures. Many of us are part of them. Many are using the services delivered by them. And we have seen them growing in the last 20 years. Some were already existing a long time ago, some others were in the pilot phase, and all came to maturity nowadays. And the set of capabilities that they provide are essential foundation for European research. They can range from innovative digital services, foundational infrastructures, training, and expert support. So to consider that not only the technical services, but also the human infrastructure is essential for our support to the European research. Services can range from data management, computing resources, connectivity, or open science support. And along this period, these core infrastructures have shaped the European research landscape. The establishment of the Infrastructure Assembly acknowledges this shared history and builds on this for the future. The signing of today's MoU is a commitment to continue the evolution of the infrastructures in driving innovation and resilience in European research and education sector. What are the key main goals of this assembly? First is to strengthen the collaboration. The aim is to enhance the current ecosystem where digital infrastructure work together, reducing fragmentation and avoiding duplicated efforts. And the aim is that this will lead to a more integrated and impactful services for research communities. The second goal is to shape the future of research and education. It will be important to engage with policy bodies, national stakeholders, and European initiatives like the European Open Science Cloud or the ESFRI. And through this engagement, the Assembly aims to shape the discussion in the topics of the digitization of science, openness of science, and data-driven research. Their combined expertise ensures that the contribution of the e-infrastructures are well represented in shaping policies for the European research area. The third goal is to work on the sustainability and innovation. The Assembly is committed to securing long-term funding for European digital infrastructures and fostering innovation through joint research and development to address the challenges that its members will face in the coming future. What the Assembly means for the European research community, it means, and it will lead to a smoother access to the essential services that are needed to empower research, to push the boundaries of knowledge. The Assembly will facilitate access to both national and European infrastructure, supporting cross-border collaboration and reinforcing open science principles. This will encourage sharing and reusing of research outputs to speed up scientific discovery. Additionally, the Assembly will promote international cooperation aligning the services and with the global research partnerships and contributing to a more open and resilient European research area. Today, we are signing this MoU as an important milestone on the journey to support the European research innovation. And with this signature, the partner then commit to a number of activities, including organizing joint event and promotional material for the key stakeholders, advocating for sustainable growth of e-infrastructures, developing strategies for better integrating services, and supporting European policies on open science, sustainability, and research excellence. As we begin this new chapter, I'm confident that the Infrastructure Assembly will have a lasting positive impact on European research and innovation landscape. But before moving to the actual signature of this Memorandum of Understanding, you will hear also from the key leaders of the 5 infrastructures about their viewpoint and their perspective from their own organization on how they plan to contribute to this cooperation and the benefit from this closer collaboration. So we are honored to have here for PRACE, Serge Bogaerts, who is the managing director. For GÉANT Foundation, we have Tiziana Ferrari, the director. For GÉANT, we have the CEO, Erik Huizer. For EUDAT, we have the head of secretariat, Yann Franc. And for OpenAIRE, we have the CEO, Natalia Manola. We will have now one statement for each key leaders, and then we will move to the signature. And I will invite Yann Franc as a first to give the statement.
Thank you for giving me the floor. And I think it's a very important day today that we sign this MoU. So EUDAT is a collaborative data infrastructure. We are focusing on providing high quality services and fair enabling service data management services and storage and preservation data to research community to help them dealing with the huge wealth of data they are generating and making sure that they can use, share, and reuse this data. So of course, we're continuously trying to improve our service offer because we have the user at heart. And the idea is that what we do is useful. And we are providing also help with support through training and consultancy. And of course, with the colleagues from the other e-infrastructure, we've been continuously working on establishing the EOSC infrastructure, contributing to different projects and different activities. So this MoU signing today and this e-infra assembly is just a reinforcement of the work we've been doing already in the past together. And we want to commit our resources and invest these resources in this collaboration to actually try to extend the existing service integration between the different e-infra to create a connected set of services to provide smooth and simple user experience for the communities. We want to explore potential joint e-infra service offering so that it makes things easier for the different research community to understand or to access to the service. It's clearer for them in terms of service offer. And of course, we want to proactively propose joint activities like joint training, joint conference that we used to do before, and of course, communication activities. And we want to identify and work with the other infrastructure to identify the areas of co-development of innovative service to continuously improve together the service we're offering to the communities. And so it's a pleasure to be here and to be able to sign. Thank you.
Now I invite Erik Huizer, CEO of GÉANT Association.
We are the least visible of the infrastructures, I would say. Yeah, I can't stand still. I think every single presentation you've seen these last days, their work uses our infrastructure. Our infrastructure is very much built on trust. And with this e-infra assembly, we extend that trust into the rest of the e-infrastructures. And this picture stands for that trust. And based on that trust, GÉANT runs 3 infrastructures, really. We have the most important one, which is the community. That is all the national research and education networks together, who know each other, who meet regularly, who exchange standards, who build together, and make sure that together they service every researcher in Europe to make sure that they can access any other researcher in the world. And the second infrastructure, obviously, is the network. The network that we have in Europe, fully fiber-based, but also towards other parts of the earth, sometimes fiber-based, sometimes at least line-based. But we make sure that researchers can get to any little corner of the world. And I saw the presentation yesterday about the coastal measurements, and I think this is exactly why we are in business, to serve all those measurement points all around the world. It's a nice example. The third infrastructure is identity federation, to make sure that every researcher can log into all kinds of services with their local university or research institute identity that they have. Based on these 3 infrastructures, we have a whole set of supporting services, and those services are exactly what we need to integrate in this e-infra assembly. And what we think we can contribute and get out of it is exactly the same that Yann just presented.
Thank you. Now invite Natalia Manola from OpenAIRE.
Thank you. Okay, so I can see everyone. So I will just give an introduction, a bit of OpenAIRE, because I see many familiar faces. So OpenAIRE is about open scholarly communication, and I want to stay on that because it's about researchers talking to each other. And what we have been seeing in the past in the past century is that researchers talk to each other when they had results. So this is how they communicated results. But now in a data-intensive era, is that this has changed. Collaboration is the key word, and communication, scholarly communication, is not just publication. Communication starts at the moment somebody goes into the lab, and this is where we come. I think we are the youngest infrastructure, and we have 3 pillars. First is the people. You know, I'm not going to go over it. We have the national open access desks in 36 countries. So it's about connecting people. It's about connecting experience. It's about connecting the know-how. Then we have a suite of about 15 services, which is from the planning stage, like data management plans, to the publishing, to the sharing, to the connecting, to the monitoring. So we have a suite of services. And then last but not least, because open scholarly communication and open science are very much related, we have a lot of training. We see that training is important at the researcher level, but also at the infrastructure level, at the policy-making level. So this is what we do. Now, having said that, and having heard what the other speakers said from the infrastructures, so we need to understand that in a data-intensive science era, where open science is the core, and where we are asking researchers and our users and our service providers at the national stage to collaborate, we cannot not collaborate. This is a given. So what do we want to get out as OpenAIRE? First of all, is to put open scholarly communication in the agenda of open science. Okay, so what we want is that we come on top of the networking, of the storage, of the data, of the processing. So what we want to do is to see how these services that researchers use to communicate, how they can be, I wouldn't say integrated, but how can we simplify the access and the management with the other services. Then it's room for innovation. I think it's better to say that we innovate most when we work together. Last is, no, not last, but sustainability is one of the key things, because we have the infrastructures and the research infrastructures, and we all struggle for sustainability. I think it's about time that we look at it together to see where we can learn from each other, and then where we can have economies of scale. And also the last thing is that we are all Europeans, so we aim at European footprint, but we know that each of our infrastructure has counterparts around the world. And we sometimes present a fragmented face, a fragmented front, and this has to stop. So yes, GÉANT will talk about network, OpenAIRE will talk about open science, EGI will talk about, and the rest. But the idea is that when somebody from abroad, somebody from the other continents wants to have a European counterpart in discussing the overall strategy, this is where we can work all together. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalia. And now we'd like to invite Serge Bogaerts, Managing Director of PRACE.
Thank you, Sergio. Thank you for your excellent introduction. Actually, there's not much more to say than what you said about the initiative, but still a few words on PRACE. As you may know, with the advent of EuroHPC as the major actor in high-performance computing in Europe, PRACE had to reposition itself. I mean, we are a bit ahead of you guys involved in the OSC environment. We had to rethink ourselves with the EuroHPC becoming the major actor in providing resource in high-performance computing, and we did so in transforming into an association of users and HPC centers, because we still believe that there is a gap in the new landscape to support users, to support science, to support innovation. We want also to become more independent of and beyond political frontiers. And we still acknowledge the importance of having a leadership position in high-performance computing in Europe. So we are very happy that EuroHPC is pushing this. And we, PRACE, want to contribute to that in making sure that we have a performing infrastructure that is useful to science and innovation. We gave ourselves 4 pillars to do so. The first pillar is, or the principle is, to be user-centric. Means anything we do in the end needs to benefit the user after all. And I think this is a very strong point that we share all together with the infras. In PRACE, we wanted to empower the user community. So we changed our governance to make sure that the scientists, industrialists interested in using high-performance computing and also the HPC Center were involved in taking decisions, in steering or actions. And as I said already, we want to support the best utilization of the European HPC infrastructure, EuroHPC being the obvious one, but also all the national infrastructure. We believe that we can help in using them better. And finally, also as Natalia just alluded to, we are rooted into science. Science is done at the global level, so we are also fostering international collaboration or in our action. And the way we see our role in the infrastructure assembly is indeed actively collaborate with the others. We've been doing so, as Sergio said, for years, but signing this MoU is like a commitment to do even better and work on concrete actions to make this a reality for the user, for the scientists and the people using the infrastructure. And as a consequence, we want to work with the other infras to find services, indeed to collaborate and to find ways to improve the integration of the various infras together to deliver a better service to all of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now we have Tiziana Ferrari, Director of the EGI Foundation, giving the position statement.
So it's really a great pleasure for the EGI community to celebrate this event. I hope that with my words, I express the feelings of many of the EGI community that are in this room. I have a feeling that with the infrastructure assembly that we are starting today, the EGI Federation can really stand on the shoulders of giants. And EGI Federation will be stronger and in a better place with the infrastructure assembly in the future. So we were asked to say what the infrastructure assembly means for EGI. I would say our perspective is the infrastructure assembly is our home. It's the home where the infrastructures can get together and together think about the future of critical digital infrastructures for science in Europe for the coming decades. EGI started already as an infrastructure 20 years ago, standing on the shoulders of the NRENs and the GÉANT. Started as a visionary idea of bringing internationally data and computing together. This was only possible 20 years ago, thanks to the advancements in broadband communication brought together by the NRENs and by GÉANT in Europe and internationally. So EGI Federation would not be possible and could not have been implemented by our scientists 20 years ago without the GÉANT community. And for the future, what EGI wishes to achieve with our infrastructures in the assembly is to even think bigger and to make new projects possible with our scientific communities. So my great desire and expectation for the infrastructure assembly is that together we will be also able to work more with scientific communities, bridging our capabilities with their more advanced requirements and achieve a new great experiments, new ideas, new advancements in IT in the future. So for those who were at the beginning of the conference, we presented what is our strategy. It's about a European continuum of research data coming from our sister ERISE and research performing organizations. Here, EUDAT is an important element of this European landscape. So we see EUDAT as part of this data continuum. We spoke about a computer continuum, which brings the best capabilities around high throughput computing, cloud, and high performance computing together. And we believe with the support of PRACE, which brings a community of scientific communities and HPC providers, we can accomplish this. And finally, having this building blocks together, we can also bring ideas of innovation to GÉANT. We cannot have a data continuum and compute continuum without a strong network and tailor the capacity for this vision to be possible. And we really hope that as EGI, with the scientific communities in our network, we can bring new ideas of innovation for services there. And this is where OpenAIRE in our vision, Natalia, comes. Because with the practices for discovery of research objects, all the policy work and the guidelines coming from the OpenAIRE community, we can support research in Europe to fully embrace open science. So I believe in this new home that we will have from today. We will be able to think big together. So this is my great hope as a EGI contribution. And I just want to say we will be fully committed to the infrastructure assembly to work together to shape a very bright future for our scientific communities in Europe. And I want to thank all the directors and their boards for having supported also this vision. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tiziana. And now it's signature time. So I invite our infrastructure representatives to sign the MoU. Now this is the quest on with this one copy each, and should be the very last page. Yes. Smiling for pictures. It's a very successful moment. So what is the best algorithm to make an efficient signing of 5 documents with 5 signatures? That can be the challenge for the next EGI conference. Actually, as we have been quite efficient in this session, initially we didn't foresee opening the audience for 1 or 2 questions, but we would have time if any of you has. Now as a group picture moment after the signature is done. Is there any 1 or 2 questions from the audience? Any curiosity or?
So, is this on? It's on. Congratulations. On behalf of the researchers, I am actually very excited about this, to be honest. So I really hope that your combined power, it's much, much bigger than the sum of your individual powers. And I really hope that you will make our lives much easier. I really, really hope so. And so the question was, so for us, it will be, we will offer you eternal glory if you do this. But the questions for the researchers, on behalf of the researchers now is, what changed? What is different now than 5 minutes ago?
I think if you now go back to your research institute, you will find nothing has changed. but I think up to now we had one-on-one MOUs to work together, and they were always limited and or project oriented, etc. Now we have an overarching one with more commitment, to work together and to make sure we use each other's services and integrate them so that they become easier for you to use at your research institute. That's what we aim for and what we try. And I also think that it also makes us stronger with all the developments going on, European Open Science Cloud, the Euro HPC JU. We need to act together to support those initiatives and be ready to do that in a coherent way. And that's why we need this.
So Anka, this is not a merger, okay? This is, so we're talking about 5 different organizations set in their ways, and it's going to be a journey. So let's put it, we only hope that it's going to be, the shorter the journey is, the better. So as Sergio said, start with strategic alliance, okay? And then start practicing things. And hopefully that, I don't know when, we will see changes.
If I may say a word, actually, with this initiative that we formalize today, we see already something very significant. I mean, we've been attending some events, S3, Erik's events, where we came together providing a consolidated presentation that was never done before. And what that is already a success, actually, we can record, And so this is actually very good for the perspective, although you are putting a lot of pressure on our shoulder now towards glory. So no, but I mean, I think we have to be also a bit pragmatic. And actually to this days, we already had some exchange in very, limited, but very interesting perspective of working together. So I think you should see things coming on with these 5 infrastructure doing things together, hopefully for the benefit of all of you. So I believe it's coming.
So from a EGI perspective, Anka, I would say we work a lot with scientific communities, and most of the time there are new projects which require development investment in the longer term. So I would not expect the infrastructure assembly to change everything from day one, but to be an instrument which supports innovation for science on really on a long term, so in a scope of decades. And where we see a very useful cooperation is where scientific communities have infrastructures as an entity with different capabilities where they can talk about innovation, find the grounds where the infrastructures can bring their ideas. And something we have been missing or seeing opportunities in the past is when we were having these digital projects with scientific communities where could be good ideas for OpenAIRE, for GÉANT, for innovation, for EUDAT, PRACE. And with the assembly, we will bring these ideas of innovation together. So I'm not expecting things will be immediately different, but definitely we hope that in the future, this will give more coherence to the European landscape.
So I will also contribute to the discussion. Indeed, you will not see a change, immediate change, but I think what is great was it changed something, right, that you cannot perceive. It changed the fact that we just formalized a tacit agreement we had before, like Erik was saying, and we just commit to continue pushing these alignments between the e-infrastructure for the benefits of the communities. We all have different expertise, perspectives, and so on, and we think that basically by grouping them and aligning them together, not necessarily merging, but just developing things together, that will be to the benefit of the communities. And that's what, for me, the MoU marks, is just the strengthening of that existing collaboration we had for, what, almost 10 years, right? So this changed something, but you cannot touch it yet, so you will not see it yet.
No pressure.
Thank you very much.
Deadline.
And I think with this question, we can close this. Again, it was very good that we got a question from somebody who will be benefiting from this assembly. And thanks a lot. Again, a big applause. The International Assembly
but please, let's not go anywhere and you still sit. So dear colleagues, attendees, old friends, new friends, before the EGI 2024 is coming to an end, as you all know, but before we say goodbye, I would like to extend our heart warm feelings to all that participated in the organization. So first of all, I would like to very much thank for the program committee, namely Amanda Calatrava from UPV, Elisa Kauhe from EGI Foundation, Donatella Elio from CMCC, Italo Epicoco from CMCC, Enol Fernandez from EGI, Luciana Gaido from INFN, David Kelsey from STFC, Thomas Murray from Staki, and Paula Nassisi from CMCC, Sorina Pop from Creatis, and Gergely Shiposh from EGI Foundation, the chair of the committee. So thanks a lot for curating such an insightful and interesting agenda. Also, a huge thanks to the local organizers. Really, thank you for welcoming in this beautiful city of Lecce, for your hospitality and warm welcome. So namely, I would like to thank the team from CMCC, Antonio, Aloisio, and Paola Nassisi, who unfortunately cannot be here with us today. But please, huge applause anyway. We also thank the local frame agency, namely Claudia, Manuela, and Anarita. And of course, huge thanks to the EGI organizing team, Maria Luis and Zanei, who were helping you at the registration desk. And my beloved team from communications, EGI communications team, namely Federico. Federico, where are you? Is he around? Please come here. Federico was communicating everything about the event to our external channels. Then Ilaria, besides million, come here, Ilaria. Besides million of small tasks. I have to say, Ilaria made an enormous job because she was arranging all the transportation. It might seem easy, but it was a nightmare. She actually shared it. She was having a nightmare about it. So huge applause for her once more. Federico, and the brain and heart and mastermind behind all this is Gwen Franc. Well, please come here. So really big thanks to everybody. And also to heroes that were supporting the sessions from the technical perspective. Yeah, so we really hope that you enjoyed all the sessions, discussions, the networking. Yes, we know that there were some challenges with the internet, but see it as an opportunity for you to speak, meet new friends, do the networking, forget about work and internet. But okay, we acknowledge, we at EGI really pride ourselves on improving things, so rest assured that next year will be better. And I have to say, I think that everyone with me agree that the beautiful dinner yesterday kind of compensated for the technical problems. Okay, yes, we would love to hear from you, what you liked, what you didn't like. So you will receive an evaluation form from us very soon, and we will take, of course, your feedback very close to our heart and improve things in future. Before we wrap up, I'm excited also to announce some winners. So, for best picture, the winner is Judith Sanz Pardo Diaz. Judith, if you are here with us, come. And also the winners of the poster competition, there is not one because we had a lock. So we want to congratulate AI for EOSC and the INFN posters. So those who put those posters together, please also come here to pick up some gifts. So congratulations once again, and thanks for everybody who participated and who cast their votes. Finally, I want to thank you, every one of you, especially the presenters, our exhibitors. We're really proud that we were joined by the big group of exhibitors. We had 20 organizations or projects being present here. So thanks a lot. And thank you attendees for your energy and passion. And it's for EGI, the community spirit is everything. So really thank you for making the community shine through everything that happened here. Did I forget anything? If not, then a huge applause once again. And see you next year.